Deathlatron came about because of an idea that you and I had when we were just like chucking stuff around one day, and we were saying it would be really, really cool to kind of do some almost like Jason Edmonston kind of inspired artwork, but bootleg toys, and we chatted about that. It was like, right, well, if you're going to do bootleg toys, who do you do? Well, Speclatron is the one that everybody goes after because of Deathlor, etc. And then that kind of developed into an idea of, why don't we make that into a figure? But we wanted to make it bigger. We wanted to change it up. I want Deathlatron to be Deathlor, but what if he was like a small soldier from the 90s and he was big and he was chunky and, you know, that kind of thing. So he ended up being 8 inches tall, removable armour, removable helmet. He's got a similar looking shield to what he had back in the day if you bought the Speclatron bootleg, but it's bigger and it looks like a meat grinder now. His blaster is huge. He is articulated. I mean, even the prototype version, you know, the paint app looks amazing on him, but he's going to have on the production toy, he's going to have the clear chest. Obviously, the response has been amazing so far. I think we put out earlier on this week that we are 60%. We're near a 70 now.
Like I said from the start in it, because if we're designing this, I want to do it bigger, and I wanted to design it so it was like very much like the old figure, but then again like its own thing, more a bit more Safube with the vinyl, but it's also an action figure. I designed him some new armour and a helmet that's nothing to do with a toy, that's completely our own thing. And yeah, like went for like the Street Sharks, Small Soldiers kind of vibe. So you've got like a nice mix of like the Japanese toy, the designer toy, but then you've also got Barbarian Fantasy 80s stuff with a little bit of 90s in there as well.
Yeah, I think it was something that both you and I were very passionate about when it came to making this thing, because it was kind of like, we want it to be recognizable as Deathlor from Speclatron, which I think it very much is. You look at that and you go, that's a Deathlor from Speclatron. But we were very adamant, I think both of us, that it had to be bigger. He had to be chunkier. He had to have elements, like you say, like the armor and the helmet, which was like, this is new, this is our flavor, this is what we're adding into the mix. What we've got right now looks very much like an action figure, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not in any way an action figure. It's a 3D print to kind of give you what it will look like. Once it's fully funded, which, you know, we're hoping it will be at the end of the month, we'll begin the tooling process. From then we'll get the samples and we'll get to see the translucent glitter infused chest. Obviously the armor as well on the full production toy will be translucent green.
Yeah, just making that clear. The one that we've got at the minute has just got a painted green armor and helmet, but the legit one will be translucent armor and helmet, and the chest will be translucent glitter as well.
Yeah, it's so that we can see, it's so that you're not going to lose any detail when he's got his armor on. The card back, again, we've had a few people look at the card back and go, is that an exaggeration? It's not an exaggeration. It is going to be 14 by 10. It has to be to house this beast. It really does. Obviously, once the samples are all through and we've kind of gone through that, and you and I have said, yeah, okay, that's our figure, they'll go into production. We hope to deliver just before Christmas. So it's a really, really exciting time right now, because again, we're not going to say much. I don't want it to be like some big reveal or anything like that. But you and I know what's coming next. We've discussed this. We've talked about this. I've been hinting to other people. It's like, oh, is this a one and out? It's not a one and out.
There's a whole line coming if we can make this happen.
Yeah, there's a whole line coming. You guys have been asking for stuff. They've been talking about stuff. We've seen the chatter, haven't we? With regards to, oh, can you do this one? Can you do this one? The answer is yes. We want to take this format of this beast 8-inch figure and do so many different things with it. Say there's stuff that you guys have been asking for. If we can make this work, we'll do it.
We just need to make sure the first one works.
Exactly. We've got to get over the line with regards to this first one. So I'm going to say it again. If you haven't got one, nemastudios.com, go put your pre-order in. They close midnight, 31st of August, okay? Make sure it's in. We are so close now, and we're hammering it because we know what we're going to do next. We know what's coming next year. If we can make this first one work, we've got to make the commitment to the factory on this. And I don't speak out of turn here. The most amazing shit is coming in the next 12 months, isn't it?
Definitely. So remember, nemastudios.com, you got until the 31st of August. Get yourself a Deathlatron, and we can't wait to show you what's coming next.